But yeah, I was like, I'm not gonna
Uh, this is the outtakes. Who knows? Someday these may become important.
maybe.
But yeah,
But I was like, I'm nowhere I'm gonna do half an hour talking about this project. Like I just like
I mean, you did
we're
kind of
gonna have to
blow
fudge
through it.
something.
You blew through it kind of quick. I was gonna be like, slow down, let them see, let them read, discuss
Oh, we
the
put the
finer
link.
points. But yeah, no, you did all right. I would might have been tempted to read through the article, but you know, that's why I took an entire hour that I probably didn't need to talk about mine. So that's cool. And it was cool that we just like ran and did a little conversing instead of me
Yeah.
pulling out another project. I think sometimes that might be the part that people tune in for. Who knows?
Yeah. The chat.
And I like that you just never. I like the free form conversation. As far as the only podcasts I watch are like Joe Rogan, because they just
Yeah.
whatever comes to mind and then they talk about it.
Yeah.
And then the next thing, and then he might have some questions, but it's not like he has a list in front of him of like
Right.
interview questions,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I like conversational podcasts. Like I don't like when it's like too scripted.
Right,
I
right,
like it's like kind of conversational. It flows. You might digress a little, go back to your point. Like
right.
I listen to Tim Ferriss. I like him. He does a lot of like he does like because he was like oh they was talking to Vitali and Naval. So he like does some of those guys.
Who are they?
Um
I've heard the
Vitalik is
name.
the guy who started Ethereum. Vitalik. And
Got you. And
Naval
Naval,
is
yeah, I know.
yeah.
Tell me who Naval is because I follow him on Twitter, but I have no idea what he does.
Yeah,
I just know
he's
he's
just
popular.
like his story is just like this fact like he came from India and he just like made his own fortune from nothing. Like he didn't come here with anything and he just
Okay,
made his own fortune in Silicon Valley. He invested in a lot of like these companies like early on. He's like basically like an angel investor at this point.
got
And
you,
but he like I think he invested in Uber when it first started and
got you.
all
Yeah.
these other Apple I think and all these other places. So
I've made some really good quick moves. Like when the pandemic started, I got into DocuSign, but that was
mhm.
like I just noticed that everybody in our group that had to we had to get on DocuSign in order to sign off on our medical, like the
Right.
whatever release forms for the groups and shit. So I
Yeah.
was like, wow, this is gonna be big. I was like, every single doctor's office everywhere is gonna have to use this right now
Right.
because there is nothing
Teledoc
else.
too.
Yeah, like that's another good one. Like things like that are like unknown boosts, like like
Right.
thing like I like getting in. If you're going to get into stocks, I recommend TD Ameritrade.
Hmm.
I have been spending this past week transferring all my stuff over from Stash to them. They
Hmm.
are the more complicated setup, unless
Hmm.
you just want to buy something and let it sit and just see how it goes. But
Right.
TD, you can short a stock, you can, so you can make money if you think something's going to go down.
Right.
You can buy a stock, and then you've got options, and then they not only have all the options available to you, or the features I should say available to you, because options is a type of stock trading, um, but they have education on
Oh.
the app. So
Yeah.
there's videos that they've put out that teach you what you're looking at, all the information you need to know about what is what, and breaks down the language a little bit. And they've got like I'm still brand new to it, but I'm like, wow, what is this? This
So
is
basically,
cool.
so you're done. Robinhood is like done for you. You're done. Like you're out. Robinhood is
Yeah, I
out.
even sent something in my stock trading group. I'm like, all my stuff is finally over to TD. Bye bye, Robinhood. It's not you, it's me.
Is that the trend? Is everybody leaving Robinhood?
Well, not Robinhood, it was Stash. But I mean, a lot of people were just angry with Robinhood because they fucked up a lot of people's money. Like
Yeah.
not only did they halt trading, but they halted it, and then the stock dropped like crazy during that halt because nobody could
Right.
keep pumping money in, but the people that were short selling the stock on the other platforms could still short it,
Right.
which would drive
Yeah.
the price down.
Yeah.
You know, so that
I
was
think it
a
was a bad move. I mean, I know they didn't have the capital, but they should have pulled the capital from somewhere.
they did eventually, and then they got it open again. But I mean, that's it. By then, it was too late.
It's too
People lost
late.
millions. Like
Right. Yeah.
there's class action suits and stuff that are going against
They
them.
should sue their asses.
but I don't think these people are going to get their money back. There's
They're
no
not.
way. They might get a little small portion of it. I was so mad at Slack that kept going clicking during our podcast. It's like, how do I mute Slack? I can mute my phone, but I can't mute, uh,
Oh, yeah.
free meaning someone just made that up. Oh, whatever. Oh yeah.
I feel some kind of loyalty for Robinhood just because I feel like Robinhood has made trading so accessible to people.
Yeah.
I feel like I have to give them
The
some
only
love.
thing about that is so has Cash App, and people are very like they're less no they don't know that. Like they think Cash App's a good way to, to have a credit card without having a bank account, or like a bank card, I should say,
Uh-huh.
without having to, some people can't get bank accounts anymore because they've messed up bank
Right.
accounts a couple times. And Cash App's like, here, have it, whatever, just we'll send you a card, just make an account. All we need your email, really. You don't even have to prove who you are. So I have multiple Cash App accounts. Um,
Oh, really? I didn't know you could do
yeah,
that with Cash App. So how do
yeah.
you get the money
And
in?
you can now they've added Bitcoin to Cash App, so you can buy some Bitcoin and watch it
Oh,
go up, and then fucking, pardon my language, cash it right back into your Cash App, and then turn it into
wow.
dollars again, and then transfer it to your bank, and it's all like instant. So like I used Coinbase for a while, and Coinbase is like takes 2 days for the transaction to go through. The value might have changed a bunch by the time it's
Yeah.
through. You know, um,
Oh
but
wow. I
yeah,
didn't yeah, I'm seeing that. I didn't know you could do any of that stuff on
yeah.
Cash
If
App.
you
I
get on
literally
Cash App,
just
there's
thought
investing, and then there's Bitcoin.
I
If
had
you
no idea.
Yes, so it's an easy, quick way that you can. Where is it? So there's. Oh, I'm
Okay.
already in this
Oh,
one.
you have like your own routing number and account number? I didn't know any of
Yeah.
this stuff.
Yep.
So
Yep.
how do you get
Yep.
the
Yep.
money into it though? How do you deposit money in the
Well,
Cash
you
App?
can either connect your bank to it,
Mm-hmm.
okay, and you can transfer back and forth if you have a bank account. If you do not, and you need to put cash on your account, usually it's either get somebody to transfer it to you, because
Mm-hmm.
like, through a payment or whatever. So it's a good way to do that too. Like if you want to send somebody what money instead of $30 for a Western Union, tell them to download Cash App in 5 minutes. You can transfer it to them with no fee.
Yeah, no, so I have
Freaking
Cash App and
amazing.
I've used it to like transfer money or accept money or whatever. But I
Right.
didn't know it had all these other features. I literally thought I was just
Mhm.
like it was a Venmo. I thought it was a Venmo.
But check this out. Like somebody that doesn't have a bank account and wants to get their stimulus payment, all they have
Mm-hmm.
to do is open a Cash App account. Then they have a routing number and a yeah. And we did that for a couple people here in the house. Like I hooked them up with a Cash App. Now they have an account
Nice.
number, routing number. They put it on their tax documents, their TurboTax, and they're getting $1,800 that they didn't know that they're going to be able to get.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
because they have to transfer that money. I mean, they can send a check to you too,
So then why is Cash App not
but
as popular? Like I feel
yeah,
Venmo is more popular than Cash App.
I don't know how, because Venmo is crazy, man. Venmo puts your business out there. You have to know to turn off.
You have to know to turn it off, right?
Yeah, you have to know to turn off the put my business out there
The first
function.
time I signed up and I was like, why do
Like
I need to know that you're giving this person $50? I'm like, let me figure out
exactly.
how to turn this off because this is
Right. Like
ridiculous.
why do I know your dad just gave you $50? Don't you owe me $30? Like sending text to my friends. But then
Oh
I
man.
tossed my Venmo card off of a train bridge, like literally. Like that's what happened to my Venmo card. And ever since then, I haven't been able to remember my password. So I'm like, it must be for a reason. I'm
It must
leaving
be
Venmo and stuff. But Cash App is great. And did you know who owns it or helped found Cash App?
no.
Jack Dorsey. Do you know who Jack Dorsey is?
Oh,
Yeah,
wow. Yeah.
Jack Dorsey,
That's pretty
the
cool.
famous also co-founder of Twitter.
Yep.
Yeah, helped
I
found
like
Cash App.
him.
Yeah, he's great. The only reason I say that is because
I want to
I've
be his
never seen
friend.
anybody else do what he did to
Yeah.
put like a quarter or a third of his net worth to dedicate that. He was probably like, I could live 3 lifetimes on all this money. What am I gonna do with all this money? And instead of like, I'm gonna leave it to the next generations of trust fund, like he doesn't. I don't know if he doesn't have kids or not, or what it is,
Yeah.
but he's like, I want to dedicate it to worldwide COVID relief, worldwide women's education. Like found some things that he believed in, or that other people that he loves believes in. Who knows how? But the philanthropy there is like unparalleled.
Right.
Like
Yeah,
I'm
he's pretty
I'm
cool.
super impressed with that guy. So that's why I bought some Square stocks. The Square is the Square is the I guess the holding company or the mother company of Cash App, and Square, which is the card reader. It started off as that card reader that you know about that you can plug into
Oh,
your phone and
yeah,
accept credit
yeah.
card payments. That morphed into now Cash App, which is just an app that you can,
That's cool.
people can people can use their credit card to pay you on Cash App, I think. Oh, I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
The other thing just finished
I have a
processing. Our video finished
newfound.
processing.
Now I'm gonna use Cash App more. And that you told me that.
Yeah, and I
People
guess
can
you've
be like, "Do you
seen
have
the
Venmo?"
little
I'm like, "No." Do you have Cash App?
right. Yeah, I think we had that conversation. I was just like, no, then, why you? I don't want Venmo. You know about Venmo, don't you? No, Venmo's all right. And then, there was a few, there's a few of them, but I think Cash App wins for me just because of all the features that they're adding. And I don't think they're done. Like, I think they're going to add more, cryptocurrencies that you'll be able to trade on it.
That's pretty
I
dope.
just love the fact that, and you can do the instant to your bank transfer for like less than $1 usually for some really
Yeah.
small amount. But I'm cheap. I'll still do the like wait 3 days for free. You
I'm like,
know?
I can wait.
I can wait. I got a little couple dollars still, so I can wait
Um,
for free. But yeah, I like the options for Bitcoin for sure. You can put some money in Bitcoin, you can watch it go up and down, and you can cash right back out. That's how I do my Bitcoin transacting right now until I get onto something more more like capable like Kraken. But that's just the
You know,
learning.
one Bitcoin now is basically $54,000.
Yes, 53.4.
I would be like, who wants to buy a Bitcoin?
And I mean, I know people that have a couple. They've been sitting and holding and waiting and strong holding. I don't know how when they got past $20,000 and I had a couple of them if I'd still be doing the thing. But
Like, who
some
wants
people,
half a Bitcoin?
no, yeah,
You
you can buy
want a
$5.
quarter?
You can buy $5 worth of Bitcoin. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. That's the accessibility that you have. When you have apps like Cash App and
Right.
other things. Even Coinbase, you can buy small amounts. I don't know what their minimum is, but you can buy very small amounts, and it's just fractional pieces of it.
Right. Little piece.
But it still does the same thing. So it goes by percentages, though. So you want to get in on something. If you want to get on something that has a good potential for growth, Ethereum is still only about, I don't know, maybe it's 4 or 5K. I keep saying the I don't know thing, but I have charts up. I act like I don't have charts I can look
Yeah.
at.
I was listening to that podcast with Tim Ferriss and Vitalik, and it seemed like a really cool community. Everything. Like, I feel like if I was like a coder, I want to be into that.
Yeah, I mean, and I have considered the world of blockchain and the potential of making my own, or just getting involved in a team that's making their own.
Right.
As long as it's a competitive team, like Doge was created to be a joke, and it's still making people thousands of dollars, and
That
who
is.
knows if it's more than thousands. Some people have put dumb amounts of money into it, and while because they know that Elon makes a tweet about it and it doubles or triples, and then they get all their money right back out, and everybody goes, "Oh, what happened to my money?" That doesn't know how the
Oh
game
my god.
works. It's a pump and dump coin, but
As you talked about people make tweet and people respond, I'm gonna put a gripe out there. Why doesn't anybody tweet about like stop, human trafficking, stop child porn, like, like you have this platform and it's influence people
yeah,
literally buy like, what was it, some digital art for $69 million, and
yeah,
you tell me you can't
right,
try
right,
to
right.
eradicate child pornography. I don't know, like what's going on, guys? Come on, you know,
I get
like let's get it together.
I get that, but I mean, there's no. I guess there's like I don't know. For some reason, it's just the society we live in. I hate to say it like that, but there's no bragging rights with like I helped stop child pornography. Like no one, you don't become a hero in our world for that, unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, and it's very unfortunate because we don't treat our heroes don't become as popular as our villains in the world.
Right.
It's crazy. Like everybody knows who Saddam Hussein is.
Right.
Bin Laden is, but no, like I couldn't name every U.S. president, not the U.S. presidents are heroes, but I couldn't name, all the people that were involved with the civil rights movement. Like I only know the most popular names that we were taught in
Right.
schools, and
Yeah.
there were a lot of sidelines people that were involved. They're
Mhm.
big and involved, and yeah, made a huge impact on how we live our lives today.
Mhm.
That just get swept under the rug or left in the dark of
Mhm.
history. But and when it comes to the NFT, $69 million NFT, um, have you looked at some of the single artworks? I mean, it looks like a big blob of nonsense when you just look
Yeah.
at the whole thing. But I'll show you maybe on my Facebook if you take a
I'm
minute.
still like puzzled, like how, okay, you like, I don't even understand like
It's
how they
13 and a
equate the,
half years of some guy's work, first
yeah,
off.
but how do you equate the value? And then like how do you display it? Like how do you, like if you have this now, how do you, like, I understand if you went out and like bought a Monet and you could put it up in your living room, but I don't even understand like how this works.
Yeah. You don't. You'd need like I think they did the math and you need like a 28-story building, certain like a block long in order to display them all at full
Yeah.
resolution. So you can't. It'll never probably happen. Or if it does, then I mean, if you got $69 million, I guess you could do whatever you want.
I, yeah.
But and it's like part of it is that whole disposable income thing. Like people that have made ridiculous billions or millions on things like digital work or just like quick investments on penny, got in on Bitcoin when it was super cheap, and now they just decide that they want to be the person. Or here's a good theory: that person has a lot of Ethereum and they want their Ethereum to go up in value. So they're like, I know, let's make NFTs super popular and, put up this giant price tag and pay it all in Ethereum. And then people are like, oh my gosh, I want to put up NFTs, or, oh, I want to own an NFT. And then everybody's got to
Right.
buy Ethereum to do it. And that drives up Ethereum price. And the person stands to win to make more, make all his money back and still own this artwork. Um, but yeah, when the guy has posted that art day by day for free, you know,
Yeah.
and everybody can get their own copies if they go to his Instagram
Yeah.
of each one, but nobody can sell them, and
Right.
there's no ownership trail to any of that. Like this guy has, and I think the person that did the artwork, I think he got like 10% of that $6.9 million. Like
Oh.
it's been bought and sold a few times. That was just the most recent. um, but he has some sort of thing set up in place that he gets some royalties, you can call it, off
Mhm.
each time it's sold. So the artist was now compensated well more than he probably thought he would be for his
Right.
last 13 years of work.
I think
um,
that's the one positive, like artists
it's
who are
huge
like
positive
you're
to me.
struggling,
It
now
gives
they
hope.
can capitalize.
It gives hope to digital artists too,
Yeah.
because it's an art form. It really is, to be able to create things that, but you're just like, when nobody wants to pay you for it, or they're just going to steal it and use it, but now you can, when there's ownership involved, it's a lot easier to say, no, you can't have that on your site. Here's the proof right here. I own
Right.
it.
Yeah.
Or it's mine. Like it's a copyright thing, and you don't even have to, like, now you'll have a whole, it's this is just the beginning. It's just the beginning.
I'm
Like
sure.
I bet there's gonna be a whole form of lawyers that just have to do with NFT rights and things. Like,
Oh my gosh.
people
Yeah.
will be paid many ways through NFTs, and it's music is another form of digital art. Anything
Right.
that's digital, YouTube videos, things like
Yeah.
that. People, or movies, could get to that level where
Right.
they're released and sold a million copies, but they're sold in a way that it can't easily be, like, I don't know. I guess it's not necessarily true, because this thing, it's to say that it can't easily be duplicated is a lie. Like it can.
Right.
But
But I mean, they definitely have to look at a new direction, right? Like look at Blockbuster, like they couldn't stay in that platform forever. Like I couldn't tell the
sure,
last time I bought a CD. I have like there's Spotify and there's Pandora. Why would I ever buy a
sure,
CD?
right, right,
So
right.
artists definitely do have to start looking like how can I really monetize on my craft?
Yeah, I mean, well, there will still always, I think there'll always still be a market for physical art as well. Um, but I won't say always, because maybe if we become a spacefaring civilization and the whole Earth is destroyed, like digital might be more valuable. But but as for the foreseeable future, I think that yeah, of course, sculpting is never going to make it digital.
Right.
Architecture, like actual even physical paintings. But then that doesn't stop the artist from also being able to sell an original digital NFT of that work
Right.
to be stored as a value store. I mean, just like it's going to football cards, like rookie cards and stuff. They can release only a certain amount. They can say a one of one. They can make it a one of 50. They can make these things limited editions. So then they become more or less valuable over time. But like I looked at the cheapest ones and then I did a little bit of research and I was like, why is this one so cheap? So I right clicked on it and searched Google for this image and found out like it's on 50 different sites all over the place. Like this guy probably just grabbed it off a site and listed it as an NFT. Like who's to say that's even the original artist?
Right. Yeah.
So it's really gonna get weird for a while with all of that. You might have to eventually prove that you are the
Right.
copywriter.
Like, yeah, how
You
you
know,
can steal somebody's work and say it's yours, or
Yeah. I mean, or if you just happen to know that it's free for everyone. I can't think of the word right now, but like, if it's public domain and they've listed it without copyright restrictions on one of the sites. Um and yeah, what's to stop me from collecting a bunch of those and just selling them in a dark alley as an NFT? So it's an interesting it's definitely an interesting world. I'm gonna be doing some more of my own digging and getting into that, find out more about it, find out I really want to know how to produce my own, but also more so how to go about marketing it, and
right.
how to popularize it, things like that.
Yeah.
Because I've got a good amount of digital art, and I'd love to get back into it. That's an art form that I feel like I'd really enjoy because
Mm,
it's more forgiving. Like it still involves a lot of what I feel like looks good, or what colors go together well, what things I can like it, and it's limited.
right.
But I'm sitting in front of my fancy Wacom tablet right here, and I've gotten barely any use out of it. But this thing is going to be super handy
Oh, look at
for
that.
creating digital art.
Yeah.
Comes with the snazzy pen and everything. But like, yeah, it's all about like it's all about expressing vision, whether it's digital, whether it's with paint. And sometimes it's just you can do a lot more. Like I can't take a picture and then manipulate it.
Right.
I can't mix together. I mean, I can try, but I am not as capable as some like painters,
Right.
to be able to create the things that I would be able to with digital work.
Yeah.
Um, so one
I
of
think
the
it's definitely
examples,
something worth exploring and getting into for sure.
just snazzy little. Anyone that's seen the first video has seen this, and I don't even know if this is getting posted, but hey, this is one of my digital artworks. I call it Battle of the Colors. I created it well. Created it quite a while ago. Let me take me out of the frame for a quick second. Um, it is just was created with not Facebook, created with Photoshop, using nothing but a CMYK color wheel. I don't know, one of the color wheels with the white in the middle and the colors that go all the way around for picking your color selection tool. I don't even know if they use them for any of the digital artworks anymore. But then just that and a bunch of different ways of filtering it, and like a reflection filter, like a kaleidoscope thing, a topography filter, layering over the other overlay, which was another set of a kaleidoscoped thing using the same color wheel. But I mean, I've had it for well over like 13 years, and I
Oh,
have
wow.
never had. I use it for all my backgrounds, my phone, my screens, my computer, things like that. But now I'm looking at it like, hey, this and some of the other things that I've produced are potentially capable NFTs. I could look at it as a way to, sell it. and
Yeah.
and if it becomes popular, the ownership can be transferred, and it's a way to leave your mark, leave a
And
digital footprint.
as you become a popular Spill the Data co-host,
Yes, yes.
people know your name and want to buy your digital art.
As my popularity grows from this very show, Spill the Data. You never know. So, well, another great conversation. Good talking to you. I think I'm gonna bounce
Yeah.
out.
All
Uh,
right.
just looking at Bitcoin right now, boy, it's dropping off. It's down to 52.6
Oh my
today.
God. It'll
Yeah,
change your life.
yeah. I'm not gonna get into it right now. Unless you want to look at some charts. We can look at some charts. I can spend another half hour on that.
I'm gonna let you go.
All right, word. But yeah, soon we'll definitely do one with Chris Calisqueo. I call him Sensei, but Christopher Calisqueo. He is my mentor for forex trading. And through what I've learned with forex trading, I now know a good bit more about financial markets and stock trading. So I owe a lot to that guy.
Yeah.
But he'll probably be our first guest when we start to have guests. All right. So
That's definitely a skill before we cut off. That's definitely a skill I think everybody should learn is like this financial intelligence, in whatever
yeah,
form.
that's it's.
Yeah.
I agree 100% because it doesn't matter how old I get, as long as I can see and there's an internet, I'll be able to trade the financial markets. You
Yeah.
know, and I mean that also has to depend that the financial markets. People will say, well, what about if the stock market crashes? It does that, but it comes back. And
Right.
it also, as long as there are different countries' currencies, there will be a forex market. As long as there's different companies, there will be a stock market. And even if they've all failed, there's going to be a crypto market. So financial markets are here to stay.
All right.
Right.
Ciao.
Take care.